All right, this is X Bones, and we're back on another episode of Noob to Pro. We are playing Magic the Gathering Arena in an attempt to grind a brand new account from day one scratch in the hopes that we will eventually build the account up to, play competitively, whether it be in ranked mode or, entering into competitions and stuff like that. They got, various different sort of like opening qualifiers and stuff like that, events that you could potentially compete in. And I just basically want to show the journey of what it takes to start a brand new account and then work and grind that account up from scratch and sort of like build up a nice card pool and stuff like that. So it's pretty simple task, I think, initially starting out. The only tough thing that happens over time is that if you want to compete in standard specifically, you have to get all of the newest cards, all the latest cards that are available in the standard legal card pool, and those change as time goes on. The good thing, though, that Magic the Gathering has done is they've sort of like increased the card pool of standard from like a 2 year rotation to a 3 year rotation. So from the time a set is released, it'll get 3 full years of life out of those cards before those cards end up expiring out of standard. And I know if you're a new player, you probably don't even know what that means. So I'll explain it for you for a little bit. But basically, Magic the Gathering, they constantly create new cards. And each set that they create is usually centered around a specific sort of theme or some sort of storyline in the base game or whatever. And so they release a bunch of cards that are part of that set. And then in order to kind of keep the game fresh, keep the game new, and keep players currently like investing in their newer sets that they release, standard is sort of like a game mode that only features the most recently released cards and does not allow cards to be played from much older years back. So anything now older than 3 years, you can't play cards that are from older generations in standard. They do have other modes where people can play much older sets. If they have a hold of cards that, let's say, came out 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever time frame, there are different modes that you can play that do allow you to use, you know, different cards from older sets essentially. And then Arena's a little bit unique where they do have certain cards that are digital only cards. They are not cards that are released in physical card form. They're only released in Arena's digital form, and there's a whole mode dedicated to that. So that's a whole nother story. And then you know there's no official commander mode in in Arena in this online digital version of Magic. But they do have like a pseudo version of Commander, which is called Brawl. And Commander is kind of unique and interesting in the sense that I think it has the most unlimited card pool, including like cards that were specifically designed and released for Commander only. But it's basically like a four-player game instead of a 1v1 game. So as you see me play Arena, I'll be playing all 1v1 games, but Commander's a unique mode where you can play 3 or 4 players at a time. I think technically you could play more, but typically speaking, people play 4-player pods, essentially. It's a 4-person free-for-all. Everybody has their own decks. And the Commander decks also are a little bit unique, too, in the sense that they're specifically 100 card decks, including a featured legendary creature, which is your commander card. It doesn't sit in your deck. It sits in its own command zone where you can cast that card from a command zone. And then so then the rest of your cards will make up a 99 cards for your deck, and you're only allowed to have one of each card, as opposed to any other mode in Magic where you can have up to 4 copies of a card. So this is like important information if you are really new to Magic and you don't know this stuff. This is important stuff to learn, because it's basically good information for the game. And then in Arena, you can see some of those details and features and stuff like that as we go along. So anyway, I think that's enough of an intro for today. We're gonna continue on the journey and progress. This is gonna take time, whether it be weeks, months. I don't know exactly, but this is going to take time to fully get through all of these little beginning stages that are designed for new players. So I'm gonna be doing it. Anybody watching along, if you're new and you haven't done this yet and you're starting Magic for the first time, you can kind of like practice along this journey with me. If you're a little ahead of this step where you've already kind of gone through some of this stuff, you may just learn relevant information that could help you in your journey as you're sort of like kind of working on intermediate to advanced sort of things in Magic and stuff like that. So hopefully the series is entertaining and fun and informational as possible. But let's go ahead and hop into some games. All right, so you can see I got daily challenges to do. I got one that's partially done. A little freaky seeing this this chick on the screen right here. I don't remember this being animated in the past, but you can see her blink her eyes and everything. Anyway, so yeah, this little icon here that I'm moused over is daily wins. You get gold rewarded for daily wins in addition to mastery XP. There's weekly win rewards, which resets every week. And then, like I said, there's your daily challenges that tell you to cast a certain number of spells of, you know, white or red, black, green, red, green. They're pretty easy to do because if you're playing any of these colors, you will just, accumulate, you know, the requirement for it. So you gotta cast a total of 20, and every time you cast a spell that, in this case, black or green, you'll gradually make progress towards that goal. So I want to do a couple of things. I think today I'm going to start with a color challenge game. Then I'm going to go to a starter deck duel, and depending on the time, we might explore the jump in. So, like I said, this is going to take time. It's going to take time to complete all of these challenges. So, where we left off with this red color challenge, we're on the color red. We beat the first opponent. Now we're on to the second opponent, which is looks like it's red versus black. So we're playing red. Our opponent's playing black. So let's go ahead and jump on in. All right. So right away, opponent already has played something. It looks like a land on the battlefield. I'm getting some weird deja vu all of a sudden. Um, so we were able to play a mountain, played a creature right away, throwing another mountain down, got another creature I can throw down. And man, I'm gonna attack on in. By the way, if you're watching this for the first time too, you're relatively new, you're kind of wondering like what's going on. Um, there's a lot of stuff that I've explained in previous videos. Um, in these early stages, I'm going to kind of reiterate and repeat a lot of basic information because I'm assuming I'm speaking to relatively new players. Um, So some episodes you'll hear me repeat some of the things I've said before. Certain stuff I'm gonna kind of just assume you already know if you've watched some of the previous videos. So I won't go over too many basic details, especially because due to time, I want to kind of progress quickly. But so I'm casting this Ray Bombardment enchantment. Every time I attack with a creature with power 2 or less, it's just going to deal 1 damage to basically the opposing player. So this costs a total of 3 mana. I got 3 lands in play. I'm going to drop it down. This Goblin Tunneler makes it to where a creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked. So I'm going to go ahead and use its ability, target my 10 Street Cadet so he can't be blocked. And I'm going to swing in for an attack with him. This triggers the Ray Bombardment to go off. So if you seen like the last video, I had a bunch of triggers of that. I don't know if I explained that well, but you know, that was basically from that enchantment being placed down. So here's kind of interesting. They kind of set me up perfect. I have just enough mana to cast this Raid Bombardment. So I put that into play. And I'm going to cast a Shock since I got 1 mana left over. I'm going to kill this zombies. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack in with both of these guys. Both of them have power 2 or less. And I got 2 of the Raid Bombardment, so it triggers both of them as I'm attacking my opponent. So I'm getting damage dealt from the creatures. Ooh. Okay, so my opponent got a pretty big dude into play. I'm able to get this Goblin Tunneler down. So I'm going to drop him in. I'm going to go ahead and use his ability on 10th Street Cadet. And go ahead and attack in. Red's kind of a color where you don't really want to let up on attacking your opponent. You constantly want to try to drain your opponent's life total. Red's not a good color at playing from behind. I think here I think it's safe to just let this damage get through because yeah, it's gonna deal 7 damage. I could block with Goblin Tunneler and let him be like essentially a sacrifice. But nah, forget that. I got enough life total right now where I can go ahead and take the damage. And looky here, I draw a creature with power 2 or less, and I'm not even 100% sure on the math, but I know this is gonna deal a lot of damage from all these dudes attacking and all the triggers from the Ray Bombardments. So look, I didn't even have to have a creature get in for the damage, and I was able to just wipe out my opponent. So pretty easy, pretty easy. All right, so I got one of those done. Next opponent, next challenge is green, but I'm not gonna do that just yet. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into starter deck duel. So last time I played this ancient discovery deck, and I did lose, which kind of sucked. But oh shit, let me hold on. Let me switch decks. I don't want to play the same deck. I want to switch decks. So started with Ancient Discovery. I'm gonna jump to Crack the Case. Now I did play this against Sparky in the little Sparky challenge, but I'm gonna like I said, keep playing in order. Whatever comes up. I think we played Dynamite and I forget what the other one was, but these are against live opponents. So this opponent, Evan TT, is my opponent here. Let's see what happens here. Alright, I get to go first, which is good news. Bad news is I got 2 lands, which, you know, is sometimes risky to keep. A lot of times 3 is really like the perfect land total. Especially if you're on the play, which means you go first. But I do have something that I can I can play on turn 2 at least. Oh, okay. This is tricky. This is really tricky. I honestly think Novice Inspector is the way to go right away because I didn't get a land, And in the event that the next turn I draw something that is non-land, I want to be able to just activate this clue token right away in order to draw a card. Got a good feeling this opponent knows what he's doing. Probably not a new player, like just like myself. I'm not technically not a new player. So look, I didn't draw a land right away, right? This is very unfortunate. But I can activate the clue token. See if I draw a land. And not a land. Ooh. So I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage. Hopefully my opponent's in a similar boat. But we will see what happens next. If I don't get another land, I'm probably screwed this game, and it might be an auto loss. So my opponent's playing looks like fairies. Okay. Okay. Okay, look, I got a land. Got a land. So we're in business now. Um so man, I think we want to cast this forensics gadgeteer and then swing in for an attack here. So the way this sleep curse fairy works, it's a creature with flying, ward 2, which is pretty impressive, and it's a 3/3 power creature with a pretty decent ability on it. But it's initially comes into play tapped and has stun counters on it initially. Ooh, okay, all right. So I'm in another sticky situation. I didn't get a land again, so I'm gonna cast another novice inspector. I'm gonna activate the ability of the clue token. Okay, cool. Draw a land, boom. Um, why would I cast that? This trigger. Hmm. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah, that was super weird. I cast something for 1 mana, and this thing triggered. It should be just 2. Oh wait. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. With mana value, power, or toughness equal to the chosen number. Ah, I see. I see. I see. Okay. Okay. So, just kind of helping my opponent out by being able to draw a card. This is kind of it's kind of an annoying card here. Hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty much sure I need to cast this here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh well. I'm not gonna give up just yet, although this is not looking good. This is not looking good. I should have saw that coming, but it is what it is. Yeah. I'm not getting the best of luck right now. And my opponent definitely knows what he's doing, for sure, for sure. You know, you can tell. Man. Yeah, I've probably lost this game. Probably lost this game. I'm gonna go ahead and concede simply because there's no winning here. There's no winning in that situation. And I hate this too. Did you have fun that match? Well, no. I got my butt kicked. I got my butt kicked. All right, all right, all right. Well, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough because every one of these matches is gonna be against real opponents, and I have to just hope that I get the best card draws. I honestly think the best decks out of all of these is probably like either Outlaw Posse, Fairy Pranks, Dynamite is pretty good, Desert Oasis is decent. Ah. Saddle Up is real 50-50. Power to the People, I think, is real 50-50. I think Second Chance is also real 50-50. And Snack Time is sneaky good. It's like 60-40. I don't really like Crack the Case or Ancient Discovery. So I kind of started the two that are kind of the weakest cuz like Blue and White, this deck as a Blue and White deck, it just doesn't play like Blue and White at its best, if that makes sense. Which it probably doesn't. If you're new, if you're a little more experienced, you know what I'm talking about. Blue and white typically is the colors of control style, and nothing about this deck plays control wise. I'm actually gonna view the deck for a second. Yeah, I mean it's sort of like a weak aggro deck at best. I mean it's like kind of like the best way to describe it. It's like a very weak aggro that's basically mid range, but no really good mid range components. And like I said, weak at aggro because it's too slow paced. It's too slow paced. Yeah, you'll be able to keep drawing cards, but like, where's the removal? There's like no removal in this whole deck. My opponent, on the other hand, was playing Fairy Pranks. If you look at Fairy Pranks has removal, has this Fairy Fencing removal. He was able to counterspell me. There's a 3 steps ahead counterspell. There's the spell stutter counterspell. So those are like forms of removal. I think one of these, I could be wrong. Yeah, I think like this one makes you discard a card, which is kind of pseudo removal in a sense. Making a person remove a card from their hand is removing a card before it even gets to the battlefield. So even discard is a bit removal style. And then this other card, he was able to get this into play, which lucky for him. Whenever an opponent casts a spell of a certain numerical value or whatever, that player loses life, so it does direct damage, and you get to draw a card. Like, that's pretty powerful. That's a pretty strong card to have in your deck. So yeah, yeah. So like fairy pranks is one that might want to play with pretty soon, but I'm gonna continue going in order. So the next one will be Desert Oasis. But let's go ahead and submit that one. I have it ready for the next time we play. But let's go on back. Let's go on back. just gonna check the time, but I know I'm pretty good on time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got enough time to do one more thing. So I want to do one more thing for this episode. And again, like I said, this is gonna take time. Oh, you know what? I may or may not want to complete a daily challenge. We'll see. We'll see. So I want to show you guys what jump in is. So jump in right now I have one jump in token that allows me to play in this event, but it's usually pretty easy and cheap to play multiple times. So you can see down here, there's different ways to pay to play in this event. You can either use your jump-in token. If you get rewarded jump-in tokens, you can use those at no like cost to you, so to speak. You can pay 200 gems, which is a pretty valuable resource in the game. As you see, we have gold available. We don't have any gems yet. And then, or you could pay 1,000 gold. Now, for new players, I recommend doing this multiple times in order to kind of build up your card pool. It's a great way to add more cards to your collection. So I'm going to read this little description up here before I go ahead and hit the jump in token. So it says, welcome to the world of MTG Arena. Here you can explore popular cards and strategies and maybe even find a new favorite. It's time to jump in. When you join this event, you will get to select two different half decks from a variety of themes in Alchemy. Combine them and you'll have a deck that's ready to go. Play as much as you want here or use the cards to build new decks for other modes. They're yours to keep. Resign at any time if you wish to rejoin and pick new packs or packets. You will have to pay the entry again, but you'll be able to keep the cards from the decks you choose. So it's very important to remember when you play this, you're going to be able to get like a selection of cards that you'll be able to choose from, and all the cards that you get from this game mode will be yours to keep permanently. And if you wonder, like, well, where do the cards go? So these tabs at the top, this home tab brings you to your home page. The profile tab brings you to your profile page where you have your character avatar and you're able to customize your card sleeves. If you have a companion pet, emotes where, you know, if you got little emotes or whatever, or titles. I don't currently have any of that stuff at the moment, so there's nothing really to look at there. Decks is where you can look at the decks you have available, and there's a way that you can look at your collection. There's a button down here that you can look at your collection. I will come back to this in a second. Packs tab, you can look at your available packs that you've collected from different challenges or free things that the game is giving you. You can open these, and opening these packs will get you cards. And I'm going to show you that in a minute as well. So the store tab is where you can kind of like purchase things. You can purchase things with real money if you want, but typically speaking, you're gonna want to, like, you know, grind the game and collect up gold and or gems, and I should say gold and gems. It's not really a or situation. You want to you want to collect both. Collect gold and gems, and then you can use in-game currency that you've earned to buy stuff in the store. Now you can see these things right away. Very first things you look at, these all actual cost real money that you have to pay for. These cost gems, which is kind of pricey. These give you an entire ready-to-go deck of cards. Kind of a valuable thing if you were really serious into the game. And then they got some of these are some older historic sets. You can see cost a lot of gold, and you might think, well, we only got about 1,500 now. That's a long way to go to get that amount of gold. It sure is, but believe me, you can earn it in like not too much time. Honestly, playing the game. Let's go further down the list. So there's some like kind of styles of stuff. I wonder if there's anything that's within our purchasable range. Okay, further down we go. It looks like it's getting a little lower. Oh, well, look at that. Little cave raptor. So this is an example of what a companion is. I think they used to call them pets, but I think they call them companions now. This is a little dinosaur companion. He's pretty cool. So yeah, so I mean, like, it looks like the cheapest thing in the shop is like 4,000. Now these are card styles. not actual cards. So you got to keep that in mind. When I was brand new to this, I had no idea. I'm thinking if I bought one of these, I get these cards available, but that's not the way it works. If you buy these are just styles of the cards. You still have to obtain the cards themselves in order to play with them. Which you might wonder, like, well, what's the point in that? Like, I just would, why would I want to spend money on that? But once you've kind of built up quite a bit of a collection, if you actually have these cards, you might actually want those styles, and so you could spend, like in this case, 4,500 gold. And actually, usually the daily deals get you just individual stuff. So this says go to deals. You can see in here, these are also card styles. Sometimes they have packs in here for cheap that you could purchase. Or they have, what's it called? Um, yeah, packs, or sometimes they have like gold or gems that you can obtain essentially for free. Um, which is a little complicated to explain, but I guess once we come across it, I'll kind of showcase what that looks like. There's a tab down here at the bottom that says packs. If you hit packs, this will show you the available packs that you can purchase. Now we have 1,450 gold. If I purchase one of these packs, I could purchase them with my gold. By the way, too, this thing up here at the top says Ether Drift or Aether Drift, however you want to say it. Um, this is the latest set that Magic the Gathering has released. It's released into physical cards as well as digitally online. So you can buy these in real life, get these actual packs from some store that sells them, and open them, and then you have your own physical cards. But you could also just purchase the digital version of it here in the game. Now, like I said, you can earn gold from daily quests, so I could use that to buy one of these. I actually think I want to get a Pioneer Master one. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's do a well. Let's do. I wish I had enough to buy two, but let's open a Pioneer Master one. Um, this Pioneer Master one, they got mythic packs and regular packs. The regular packs um, can only guarantee you up to a rare card. So there's different rarities of cards as well, which I can explain as well. Um, but the mythic packs will give you a mythic card. So I'm gonna purchase one of these. I'm gonna spend this 1,300 gold. So you can see, hit that, boom, takes it out of our gold resource. So now we're down to 150 gold. So I little made a purchase there, and I'm gonna open it up in just a minute as well. But this mastery tab up here at the top here, this shows you the mastery battle pass. So if we unlock this battle pass for 3,400 gems, we'll have access to everything that's on the bottom row that's currently locked. The bottom row has like way more rewards available to it, but they also have free ones that you can get at this top level. So as we progress in the season and gain XP, like let's say once we got to level 4 gives us a free pack. So if you don't want to go through the process of grinding your way um, and earning gems, uh, in order to unlock the mastery pass, and you don't want to spend, let's say, real money to do it as well, you could just, essentially not unlock this mastery pass, and you'll still get a pretty good amount of free stuff. And kind of want to tab through the pages. You can see, boom, 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 level 20, you can get a bunch of stuff all the way through there. Level 30, okay, let's see, this, level 40, still got some free stuff. Level 48, I see. And then that's where usually the mastery pass maxes out for free players. So for free players, as you can see here, Up to 48, you will get free rewards. Yeah, and then if you have the mastery pass unlocked, once you've reached the last reward in the mastery pass, every level that you gain beyond 60, you would get just a free card essentially, which is pretty cool. I've done that a couple times, I think, in the past, but for the most part, I usually, because I'm playing across multiple accounts, I usually don't get far enough to like max out the pass, but is what it is. Anyway, so I'm gonna go. Oh, and there's like an achievements tab too up here. These achievements are for like certain challenges that you can kind of unlock some cool little rewards. For example, let's look at this color mastery red. It's got a bunch of like specific challenges for you to do that would you know kind of unlock some stuff. I think, is there anything here that's unlockable? I don't know, but definitely like once you've made some progress up to like 3, for example, it will give you this catchphrase emote, and then 6 levels in, you get this title, and then once you reach the end at 10, you would unlock this avatar that you can use as your character model that'll appear in game when you load up and stuff like that. So anyway, let's go. Let's try to make this a little bit quick. No, I think I explained everything there. Yeah, I'm not gonna go to any of that other stuff. So in here, we're gonna go. These are our decks that we have available. If you open up any one of these, like this red one we've been playing, this will show you all the cards that are available in here. Well, on the right hand side, this is all the cards that are in this specific deck, and then here in this screen is the cards that we have available that we can either, yeah, that we can basically add into the deck. So this is something we got kind of recently. I think I was mentioning that this would be good in a dinosaurs deck. It's an enchantment card. You can see the cost, you can see the ability of it or whatever. But we can add that into the deck if we wanted to. We could just click it in order to select it there. But I'm gonna remove it back out because we're not gonna add that at the moment. If I tab through this, this shows us other stuff that again, may be available to use in this color red, which really is not much because this account is brand new. So we only have this one extra red card that's something different that's not in this deck. Um, so I'm going to discard changes because I didn't really actually change anything. I'm going to go down here and hit collection. That collection, this shows us everything that's in our collection in every color. Take vengeance. Interesting. Destroy target tapped creature. Huh. Alright. So these are all in white. Cards that we have in white. Pretty much all starter cards except for this Ghostly Dancers is something unique. Um, Blue. Same sort of thing. These are all the cards we have in blue. Okay. Black. This is the collection of cards in black. The black cards. Red. Okay. Green. Cards we have in green. Kind of looking them over personally just to see if anything is uh, um, something different that's not a starter card, but it looks like for the most part not much, which is cool. So now I'm going to show you. That's pretty much the collection. Then at the end, they're going to show you lands, and that's the end of it. So now we're going to go to packs. I'm gonna open just one. I'm gonna open the one that we bought for now. Later on, I'll open up all of them once we get ready to build a deck from scratch. So I'm gonna open this one. It's the Pioneer Masters Mythic. It's got that little red band on it. This is like the standard pack, and then this is the mythic pack. The mythic pack's a little nicer because it guarantees you a mythic card. So you can see as it opens up, these are all brand new cards that we get to add to our collection. Um, pretty unique or interesting cards. But then we're gonna open. We're gonna reveal this card. The one that they don't have flipped immediately is the mythic card in the pack. We're gonna flip it, and boom, we have this card. It says Kytheon, Hero of Akros, and it's a legendary creature that has an ability to flip into this planeswalker, legendary planeswalker card. It was pretty cool, unique, you know, mythic card. There's a card I specifically want out of this set, but potentially we'll get it later. And then every time you open a pack, you get progression in these little bars on a circle that'll give you a wild card. And what a wild card is basically something that you can use to exchange specifically for the card you want. So the card I want, I'm going to show you in a minute. But I'm going to hit continue. Those cards got added to the collection. If I go back to the decks tab, go to collection, now you can see that card appears here. That card that we just got appears there, and all the other ones, whatever other colors they may be. Like this gust of wind, this is new. And then how I know too specifically, there's like a little symbol in the card. If you can see where my mouse is on the screen, a little symbol kind of in the middle, right hand side of the card. That little it looks like a little telescope, whatever icon. That's specifically from that Pioneer Masters set. Whereas this one, for example, it looks like an A with the magic symbol with it. That's one of the starter arena cards that they give you. So I can tell what set those are from based off the icon you see on the card. But anyway, so yeah, so that's how you can see where your new cards are available. And then what did I want to go over next? I think that's kind of oh. There's a way you can search for cards. So I want Elspeth. There's a card called Elspeth. I'm gonna hit the enter button. Nothing pops up, right? Because I don't have an Elspeth card in my current collection. If I go to this little icon there, pull this up, there's a bunch of advanced filters you can do to filter the card that you want. It's a card in Pioneer Masters. So I'm going to select Pioneer Masters, and I'm going to select not collected because I don't have the card currently. And I'm going to hit OK to see what pops up. So there's one card available. It's this card right here, Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Costs 6 mana to cast, 4 of any color, and then 2 specific planes. And then it has these abilities. It's as a planeswalker card. So planeswalker kind of occupies its own unique space on the battlefield. It's not the same as a creature. In order for your opponents to remove it, they'd have to use a specific spell that will remove the planeswalker, or they can attack it directly and remove its kind of like its life total, so to speak. So that number in the bottom right corner, which is it says the number 4. What's its loyalty value, and that's also the amount of damage that it takes to remove it right away. But when this comes into play, I can do any one of those different things to either raise the loyalty counter up or drop it down. So for +1 loyalty, I can create 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. For -3, I can destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater. And then for -7, if I can get it up to 7 or 8, loyalty, by just keep +1 in, I can create an emblem with creatures that you control, get +2/+2, and have flying. So it's a pretty cool card. Pretty cool card. I don't have it, I don't think, on any of my accounts. So it's a card that I want because I played against it one time. It was a little bit annoying. Luckily, I won that game, but it was a little tough card to deal with initially because it just keeps creating little soldier tokens for 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 using its +1 ability. Three, not one, not two, three. So I kind of think there's like some good uses for this. I'm not saying it's the most powerful card, but it is a unique card that, like I said, I have yet to play with. So kind of want it in the future. But anyway, for now, oh, another thing. If I get a mythic wild card, I can exchange that mythic wild card specifically for this card. I don't have to just keep opening packs and packs and hoping that I will randomly, by luck, get it. So that's generally what you want to do. You want to obtain the mythic wild cards and then exchange those mythic wild cards to get it. And there's cards of different rarities. So if you look in here in this advanced filter, kind of shows you that every card has a rarity value assessed to it. So either common, uncommon, rare, or mythic rare. And so this Elspeth card is mythic rare. It's a pretty it's kind of like the highest rarity basically. So anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. I'm gonna check the time for a second. All right. So I'm actually not gonna play this next game just due to time. I kind of wanna cut this a little bit shorter than an hour. But what I will do is I'll go to the jump in and I'll show you how you initially kind of set this up. So so I got one jump in token. I'm gonna use the jump in token to pay for this event. Had I not bought that pack I just bought, I could have used gold. But it is what it is. I'm gonna use the jump in token. So now I'm into where I get to select the cards that I want to play with. So it says choose one of these themed packs. Twice you choose one pack from among three. Each pack is 20 cards, including lands. So I could choose rats. Huh. Okay. Power. Okay. Or casting. I'm gonna be honest. I could be wrong about this, but I'm personally a fan of black and blue. So both of these is calling me. Black and blue. They both calling me right about now. And honestly, picking red green together might be risky because usually more colors you have to play with. A lot of times the trickier it is to how should I say the trickier it is to play your deck when you have more colors you got to worry about versus just a single color. And I think for new players too, that it's kind of smart to keep it simple, try to keep it to one color right away. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick power. Go ahead and pick power. This is something different, and for this account, I kind of like want to kind of focus the color red initially, because every other account I kind of have a different color focus for them, even though I play all the colors across all the counts. But like I said, my favorite color is black. Second favorite color is blue in this game, and so I play a lot of black and blue. But after that, I think white because white is also a really strong color in Magic, and I'm just generally not a fan of red and green because the play styles are really like simple and basic. But I think that's a kind of like a good place for us to start on this channel, and we will eventually progress to the other colors as time goes on. So we're gonna start with red. I'm gonna pick this one. See what we get. Okay, now this is interesting. So I pick red green. It gives us a second choice of either red, green, or another red green. So let's see. Treasured. Okay. So kind of shows you the featured card. You will get a pack of cards centered around treasure, which is kind of interesting. I wish I remember what power did. This one's called Slime Against Humanity. Basically, this one features a bunch of these slime cards. Um, could be could be good. Could be good. What's this other one? Growth. I know how Slimes Against Humanity works. I know this card. I personally think it's an annoying play style to play against, as well as I just don't like it. I just don't think I don't know what the word is, but I don't like it too much. But so I kind of don't want to play a style that I really despise playing against. Let's see this one, growth. So it gives us this Elvish Regrower card, which I really like. I think that's a really good card. So I'm kind of torn between treasured and growth. Well, I kind of think since we're already playing red green, I think I'm gonna go with growth. And honestly, treasured could be good. I have no idea what other cards are featured in there, but I know for sure this Elvish Regrower card is a pretty good card. It's not super overpowered or anything, but it's a solid card for you know for beginner players in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and pick growth as the second one. So confirm the pick. Boom. So now power growth. So it combined the name of the two different packs that we picked, the power and the growth. And then if you look at this, this is what all cards we've just got from this power and growth set. I can already tell you right away, I'm not a fan of some of these cards. If I'm being honest, I do not think they're super strong. This is a good card. Outcaster Trailblazer. Um, you know what? This is actually a pretty good card too. I kind of like Sylvan Scavenging. Jolene Plundering Pugilist. Hmm. You know what? Um, so this card creates, or this card synergizes with treasure. It does create treasures, but this card synergizes with treasures. So maybe that treasured set would have been good to pick for that. Battle Rattle Shaman. Okay. Okay. So there's some removal cards, and then this is the Elvish Regrower card. Glad we got a hold of that. It's kind of like the big boy of this deck. It seems like. All right, all right. So not too much crazy to this deck. So this deck I think has the intent to hit hard and hit fast. It's kind of I think that's kind of the gist of it. A little bit of card draw, you could say. And then this Sylvan Scavenging is one of the best cards here that can put counters on creatures or potentially create a bunch of tokens so you can kind of kind of build your board state up pretty well by you know building up the power of creatures or going wide by putting a bunch of tokens on the board. That's kind of a good card. Yeah, nothing else is too mind blowing. But those are all of our new cards. There's a button that allows you to add two decks. I'm gonna select this. Add to decks. Deck successfully added to your inventory. even if you don't select that, the cards will automatically be in your inventory whether you add the deck or not. But so I'm not, so like I said, I'm not gonna play right away, but we're gonna play, and by winning a game, we'll get rewarded one of these cards that says it'll at least be uncommon, it'll at least be of uncommon rarity, may be better. But so go to decks, look what popped up. So we had the five colors, one of each like mono color, and now we got a new color, power growth, or a new deck essentially of two colors, red and green. So power growth. Um, so you can view the deck here like this, show you all the cards that's in it, and really this deck is designed for a limited game mode, but we're gonna eventually edit this and kind of make it our own. So I kind of showcase that later on. Yeah, I'm not making any changes. And then if I go to collection, so I'm gonna go to red right away. So you can see some of these new cards are in here. Sure Strike, Obliterating Bolt. Um, yeah, some of these new cards that's red and green, combo of red and green. We'll go to green. I think green had some of the better cards in it. So like this Sylvan's Scavenging. This is a really good card, as well as the Outcaster Trailblazer is a really good card, and then this Elvish Regrower is a good card as well. So we have a copy of each of those, and if you notice these little diamonds, this shows that I have four copies of that. I have one copy of that, and there's a way to craft more copies if you wanted to, but for now, this is what we have in our collection, and it's looking pretty good so far. So that's gonna be it for the episode. Next episode, I'll play the jump in, and we'll just kind of keep on, kind of climbing up the ladder from there. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I'll be back in the next one to do a little more grinding. Peace out.